Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with my guest co-host, Rocsi Diaz.
Hola.
A.K.A. Zilla.
Zilla.
Okay.
That's a whole different identity that people don't really know about, too.
That's a whole,
It's a whole movement.
Alter ego.
It really is an alter ego.
But thanks to Nick Cannon for coming through. He had to leave, but again, wilding out tomorrow night at the Barclays. But Rocsi, you have a new show coming with Deion Sanders, and you announced that out of nowhere. I mean, it's coming on Tubi. It's their first ever talk show, and it starts in November. I see it's 21-hour episodes. See, I did my little research on it.
You sure did.
All right, and it's called We Got Time Today.
You read the press release.
Listen, we talked about it on the air. I didn't even know you were coming up here. And so I just want you to talk to us about how did you even link with Deion Sanders to do a show?
You know, the crazy thing is that with Deion, I had called him because a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, had passed away. And I called him to check on him. And then he was like, it's so crazy you calling me because your name just came up in a meeting that I had. And he was telling me a little bit, but didn't tell me what it was. And next thing you know, I auditioned because he auditioned several people. And it just came about. When we had our audition, it was more like a roasting fest because Deion and I have known each other for a very, very long time. So it was really a roasting fest. And we just was talking mess. And it was like a whole show right there. And the producers fell in love with it. Shout out to Jesse Collins from, that does the Grammys and Emmys and Oscars and everything. Jesse's on Super Bowls. So he's producing this alongside with Deion's company as well.
Jesse Collins is the one everybody was talking about when Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's like, I don't make the decisions.
Right.
But Jesse is a powerhouse. And Jesse actually used to work at BET before Jesse was Jesse. So it's just funny how the circle just, everything comes back. That's why you got to treat everybody with kindness because you never know who your next boss is going to be. So yeah, I'm super excited. And it's, we got time today. Deion stepping into the talk show space. But he's awesome. He's an awesome human being. He's a man of God. He gives great advice. But he's also very football, too.
And you're filming in Colorado.
We're filming in Boulder. And there's so many celebrities that come to the games because of the Deion effect, primetime effect.
Right. He really switched that around.
He really did. He really did. So, could take advantage and make a great show out of it. It is not a sports show. It is a talk show, entertainment show. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
And, it's interesting that you have that because you also have your podcast. The 6th episode with Bow Wow came out today.
Yes.
All right. And it's called More to the Story. And for quite some time, I feel like, and I know you've had other shows before, but this is your thing.
Yeah.
So what took you so long to say?
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, what took you so long?
I think I just finally was like, okay, fine. And I have an amazing producer. Shout out to my girl, Jessica, that produces the show for me. It was just like, she's like, you're not going to wait and procrastinate anymore because I'm a huge procrastinator. And she's like, you're finally going to come out with this. And I could honestly say that ever since I came out with More to the Story, people have been enjoying the conversations. And I've been enjoying it. And I wish I would have started sooner, to be honest with you.
And I saw you post that I'm not getting no money from this.
I'm not.
I just started
I'm
this.
in the hole.
I'm paying for the
I'm
production
in the hole.
of it.
Yes.
So talk to me about that mindset of starting something, knowing that it's not being paid for and you're coming out of pocket.
I'm doing it because I love to do it. I love conversation. I love great interviews. I like just talking. And I think that what people fail to realize is when we come up here to radio shows, which this is different because we actually get time to talk. But when you go to a GMA or you go to a Kimmel or any of those talk shows, you only get like 2 or 3 segments maybe, and those segments are 3 minutes or 6 minutes long, maybe that you'll get. You don't get everything. So there's always more to somebody's story. And it's not just celebrity stories. It's events that happen in our culture. It's, real life stories that may happen. Even just topical trending topics that we're talking about right now that could be applied because there's always more to something, Do
you feel like people don't know you the way that you want them to? Because like you said, you're on GMA, so you do have to be cautious about stuff. And when you were on 106 and Park, certain things, there was certain behaviors. It was like very strict,
we were very strict
at that time. So it kind of makes you feel guarded.
I think that is just a level of professionalism that I carry. And I'm glad that I was trained the way that I am. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to ask a hard question. I'm just not a salacious journalist. I've never been a salacious journalist. But I will ask the questions, but I'll say it in a respectful way. And I think you and I have this agreement, too. If it's something that somebody hasn't talked about publicly or they haven't posted or addressed, then it's something that I don't need to touch. You know what I mean? And I have respect on that level because I know what it feels like to be bombarded by somebody that's asking, those questions. And I'm like, I don't even talk about that anywhere. Why would you think that I would talk about that here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can't wait for the whole Zilla life story to come out.
Yes.
There's Rocsi Diaz, and then
not
there's
happening.
Zilla.
It's not happening. When you come on my podcast, maybe we'll tell a few of those stories because I always say
We're changing
Angela Yee
names.
has
Person
saved
A.
me too many times. Angela Yee has saved my life. She saved me from going to jail. She saved me from a lot of stuff. So yeah, when
She's
you
a
come on more to the
firecracker,
story,
ladies and
you
gentlemen.
definitely-
She's a
I'm grown.
firecracker.
I was crazy in my 20s.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much. And when we come back, thank you for joining me today. I know you're going to come back. We have the
Definitely.
last word because our listeners, the show is all about them. Every day they have the last word. It's way up.